Welcome back to my workshop. Now today's video is going to show you how I made this set of roller wheels for my Fox planer thicknesser. I bought this a few months ago now, second hand, very good machine. It's a Fox F22 268. It replaced an old Titan unit that I had, but this much better. But it's very heavy, so I had to make a roller cabinet for it just so I could move it around the workshop. Now, considering how heavy this is definitely worth making, and I'll show you how I did it.
So the first thing to do is obviously have a quick measure up to find out how big I've got to make the wheels. Now I looked around the workshop and found some old material that I had. I started off with a piece of MDF. Wasn't over keen on the MDF idea because it does have a tendency to split. But after looking around the workshop a bit more, I found a piece of plywood. Now this was a piece of ply that I threw together probably about 5 years ago as a temporary table for Christmas dinner. We had an extra couple of people for Christmas dinner, so I quickly threw together a piece of ply and 4 legs. So now I don't use it anymore, so I've selected my piece of ply and I'm cutting it down to the size of the base plus the thickness of the battening I'm going to use around the edge. Then obviously got my wheels, roughly held them in place, drilled some holes, and then put some inserts in. Now these are inserts which I just bought from Screwfix. They're very good. You drill an 8mm hole, you just wind these in, and then you've got a threaded insert in the wood. Screwed the wheels on, as you can see here, then got my trusty Work Zone cordless angle grinder and chopped them all off the size. Now I've used this method a couple of times now in a couple of rough projects I've done. It's very quick, it's very simple. Now on to the side battens. Now these weren't going to be glued in place, they were literally just going to be screwed. So I cut them to the right lengths and then just did a 45-degree angle on each corner, and as you can see there, so I'm basically making a big tray. Now this should stop the planer thicknesser moving around. It should locate it quite securely. There, just clamped them in place, put 3 or 4 screws in each side. A quick sand down, slightly rougher sandpaper there. Now this is a very quick project. There's not much finesse in it at all, just as long as there's nothing to catch anything on. You know, so really bad joints on the corners. You can spend a lot of time making these things, but this was just a very quick solution. So constructing myself a nice little spray booth here, basically a piece of rag covered over. Now it was time to put the trolley underneath it. Now of course this thing weighs a ton, so I had to somehow jack it up, so I've got it propped up on some bits of wood here while I take off the wheels. Now the original wheels were on a couple of dodgy old pieces of angle and they used to fold underneath it, so whenever you moved it, it'd fall over. So that's basically the final thing. Here's a little bit of a close-up here. Also, you can see I've painted the floor now, but yeah, it looks very nice. It'll look even better when it's covered in sawdust. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's a functional tool. So try it out, shall we? Let's give it a push.
So I hope you found that video informative. It's just a very simple idea, just to show you that you don't have to spend a fortune on a set of roller wheels just to move some equipment around the workshop. Now obviously the easier it is to move, the more likely you are to use it. If you use it, you'll get your money's worth. So I recommend making one of these roller assemblies, just so you can move things around the workshop. So if you've got any questions about how I did this, it was very simple. Just ask me in the comments, and if I can help, I will. Okay, I'll see you for the next video. I've got a few projects on the go, and let's make something interesting. Thanks for watching. Bye. Yeah, just got to put some on my feet now. I made this roller cabinet. No, it's not roller cabinet. Yeah, that's silly.